Hello everybody, I'm the Band Hero, and welcome back everyone who's a returning subscriber for FreeThinking Fitness, where I don't preach about exercise instruction, just getting the right mentality to get the exercise mode started and stay consistent. I'm sure many of you are familiar with the clenched bicep greeting of the insert shot from Arnold Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers' movie, Predator. I was reminded of it more so when Major Armstrong and Teacher's husband, Sig Curtis, met in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which I recently finished.
Risa Hawkeye's best girl!
Call me a basic shonen type, but I wanted that same level of presence upon people seeing me too. It derived from a place of feeling ultimately powerless, and wanting to overcome that feeling. The real challenge is how to get there. Now, I'm not one to actively give advice, but after finding the middle ground of techniques for growing some anchor arms, as they call it in SpongeBob, I choose alternate routes to keep me interested. Pain management is a big deterrent for me to dread bicep and back day. I know what you're thinking. No pain, no gain, blah, blah. I say that's macho meathead mentality that leads you to a path of lopsided strength and even so much as injury while training. Partly from experience and partly from the education I kept an open mind to, did I find that median amongst the noise of people toting they have the answer. To be perfectly honest, it comes down to 3 general pillars of change. What you can do given your situation, applying your experience, and natural performance abilities. My experience in building up arms were not a main focus from my time with organized sports, as I was only a competitive swimmer focused on backstroke, a short stint as a football player, mainly defense at cornerback position, and a failed bowler. That one hurt my ambition the most. I always found bicep and back day to be detrimental to how long I could do homework during school, so that pain association memory stuck with me till this day. When you mentally anticipate the unpleasant feelings with something, it makes it harder to approach it in the future. So for warm-ups, I not only start with blood flow through focused mobility exercises, I also think back to moments that reminded me of why I'm going through this. Recall some times that I felt powerful, then channel those into every clean rep, tight squeeze, and full extension. Naturally, my body stays thinner for a number of reasons, but without conscious choice of lifestyle, some might say I'm an ectomorph. It's no easy path, but I'm working against that fact through my intake of food types, frequency, and amount of consumption, in addition to a game plan every session to make change. Making my exercises available at home takes out the excuses that form to legitimize being lazy. That mental association of pain creeps in like Patrick Star to your Squidward. You gotta grab that clarinet and play that tune of victory because you're here for putting in the work. Even if I have a busy day where I can't dedicate a straight session, I set my mind on doing a few pull-ups or chin-ups throughout the day as normal as if it were a trip to the fridge to see nothing has changed. Those habits I willingly built up. In the long game, however, it still gets to me that I see so little physical change versus the effort that I put in. Plateau effect gets the best of us. But again, it's a mental perspective that you have to remind yourself. I would even go so far as playing hypothetical scenarios via imagination. I saw that movie about lifespan being the type of currency in the movie starring Justin Timberlake called In Time. So I sometimes run with a scenario where I can buy myself more years to live extra by doing more reps past my pain limit. It sounds kind of childish, but it's what gets me to push more than what I thought it was capable of through power of desire. I realistically can't solve many problems through training like some role-playing game, but having a physique that looks like I have a handle on my life does aid in the fake it till you'll make it world we live in. After all, no one gets to see what credentials you've earned over the years at a glance. Call it a trick or cheap thrills to have sleeve-filling biceps, but for me, I'll train hard for it. Like I'm sure Joseph Joestar would acquire any advantage to win. He's my favorite Jojo because he puts in the work. Nice! Did you guys know that I also do a podcast with a group of my friends where we review an anime and kind of break down what we liked and didn't like about them? Well, now's your chance. Check out Anime Crossing.
Wait, what?
Roxanne from the movie?
Dude, he's like, wait, liking Roxanne makes me a furry? I didn't realize that.
They're dogs. They're literal dogs.
Yeah.
No, but
Anyway, Nate, keep going.
all in all,
Maybe there's a sub-dog. I don't know. But like...
Oh, he's just our dumb relative. He's our pet now. What?
What mental hoops of fantasy would you come up with in order to push through the mental blocks for your physical training? I want to read those in the comments. And if you enjoyed this content, share this or a previous video of mine with a friend and subscribe plus a bell tap to know when a new video gets released. I'm the Band Hero. Explore your full potential and be the hero of your own story.